Satellite just located another test site.
Ein Problem.
Da haben wir ein Problem hier. We don't know what it is.
Non è possibile.
Get him down here.
Talk to me. Road testing, Stuttgart, monitor 6.
Lateral G's point 93.
What?
Speed.
Miles per hour, 150.
Push in 500%.
Pushing in 500%.
Speed 160 and climbing.
What the hell is going on?
We're tracking them.
Enhance that.
Speed 170, still climbing.
Does anybody have any idea what this is?
I do.
Well,
It's the next vet.
get me one.
How's it going today, YouTube? This is Joseph here once again. And today we're going to be taking an in-depth look at this 2000 Chevrolet Corvette. This will be a full in-depth tour of this Chevrolet Corvette. We'll start it up, show the engine, and show you many of the features on the interior as well as exterior. So, without further ado, let's go on and get started, shall we? And today, I'm at Wanda Blackwell's Credit Cars in Bentonville, Arkansas. You can find their contact information in the description box below. The Chevrolet Corvette C5 chassis is the fifth generation of the Chevrolet Corvette sports car produced by the Chevrolet division of General Motors for the 1997 through 2004 model year. Production variants include the high-performance Z06 racing variants, including the C5R, a 24 hours of Daytona and 24 hours of Le Mans GTS and GTR1 class winner. The manufacturing from 1997 to 2004, they were constructed in Bowling Green, Kentucky. The designer was John Caffaro in 1993. The body is a two-door coupe from 1997 to 2004. The two-door convertible was manufactured from 98 to 04, and the hardtop was from 99 to 04 as well. It is a wide-bodied platform, and the related vehicles are the Callaway IVM C12. There's two engine options. I believe the one that is in the one that we are seeing in this video is the 5.7 liter LS1 V8, and the other available engine was the 5.7 liter LS6 V8 found in the 2001 through 2004 Z06 platform. The two transmissions available was the 6-speed manual T56 transmission, and in the vehicle shown in the clip is a 4-speed automatic 4L-60. The wheelbase is 104.5 inches with a length of 179.7 inches, with a width of 36.6 inches and a total height of 47.8 inches in the convertible platform. The curb weight is around 3,245 pounds or 1,472 kilograms. The convertible is a little heavier at 3,247 and 1,473 are the simple convertible. So the predecessor was the C4 frame and the successor was the C6. A major change from its predecessor, the C4, was a hydroformed box frame, a design that offered an improved structural platform, especially for a convertible body style. To improve handling, the transmission was relocated to form an integrated rear-mounted transaxle assembly connected to the all-new LS1 engine via a torque tube. The engine transmission arrangement allowed a 50-50 front-rear distribution. The LS1 engine initially produced 345 horsepower, subsequently increased in 2001 to 350 horsepower. The 4L-60-E transmission was also carried over from the previous models, but the manual was replaced by a Borg-Warner T56 6-speed capable of 175 miles an hour or 282 kilometers an hour top speed. Relative to the C4, the new platform and structural design substantially reduced the squeaks and rattles. In the inaugural model year, 1997, only the fastback coupe, much more like a hatchback coupe, was offered with the convertible. the first to offer a trunk since 1962, following later in August of 1997 and 1998 in the summer of 98. A third body style, the hardtop, also referred to as a fixed roof coupe or FRC, was added to the 1999 lineup. This body style, as the name suggests, featured a fixed top, no removable Targa top panel, as with the fastback coupe, with a roofline shape and trunk space similar to that of the convertible, as well as a distinctive notchback style rear window. Aside from the cosmetic differences, the new wheel styles, paint colors, pace car commemorative editions in 98, 03, and 04, engine power increase, and newer offerings for optional equipment, there were a few fundamental changes from one model year to the next within the production run of the C5. One of the more popular high-tech options introduced in the Corvette was an optional head-up display, or HUD, while another innovation was the active handling system, first available as an option on the 98 and then standard on all 2001 models. The C5 was also the first Corvette to incorporate a drive-by-wire throttle and variable effort steering, whereby the assist level of the power steering is varied according to the vehicle's speed. More pressure at lower speeds and less at higher speeds. Also notable, though rarely discussed, the C5 generation was the first model to adopt the parallel or tandem windshield wiper configuration, abandoning the opposed configuration that was used on every previous Corvette model since the first one in 1953. In contrast to reputation of high-performance vehicles for poor fuel economy, the C5 comparatively high EPA ratings of 18 miles per the gallon city and 25 miles to the gallon highway with the automatic transmission, allowing it to avoid the gas guzzler tax that alleviated against most other vehicles in the Corvette class. This is also true to do with the manual transmission. It was 19 miles to the gallon city and 28 miles to the gallon highway. A number of factors are responsible for this. The relatively light weight of the C5, a curb weight of under 330 pounds or 1,500 kilograms. Chevrolet went so far as to omit the spare tire as a weight-saving measure, relying upon run-them-flat tires instead. The C5's low drag coefficient and the vehicle's tendency to upshift into higher gears as soon as possible. The manual transmission's computer-aided gear shifting resulted in an obligatory shift from first gear directly into first under certain driving conditions. The system can be deactivated through the PCM tuning or use of an aftermarket programmer device. Suspension choices for the base model C5 were limited to the standard suspension RPO FE1 with the options for either the autocross-inspired FE3 sport suspension, including the Z51 performance and handling package, and the standard on the 99 to 2000 FRC, or the F45 selective ride control suspension, which permitted on-the-fly driver selection of different ride characteristics, including sport or touring. Late in the production run, starting in around 2003, the F55 magnetic selective ride control suspension replaced the F45 as the third suspension choice. The race-inspired FE4 suspension used for the Z06 is a bit stiffer than any of the other ones offered on the base model C5, and is unique to that model with no optional suspension offered. The C5's suspension consisted of independent unequal-length double wishbones with transverse fiberglass monoleaf springs and an optional magnetoranthical dampeners. The C5 is competitive in regards to the 0 to 60 acceleration times with almost all premium sports cars of its era, including the Aston Martin DB7 Vantage and the Ferrari 355. A composite of published performance numbers for the base model coupe and convertible gives a 0 to 60 time of about 4.5 seconds and a standard quarter mile of around 13.3 seconds at 108 miles per hour, both times for a vehicle with a 6-speed manual transmission. The C5's modular body paneling uses a lightweight composite material known in the automotive industry as SMH, or sheet molded composite, a type of fiberglass that is blended and bonded with plastics SMC provides better protection against direct blows because it is very stiff and will not dent. The floorboards on the C5 are a composite consisting of SMH with balsa wood in the middle. Balsa wood was chosen for its stiffness, lightweight material, and sound absorption qualities. The aluminum LS1 overhead valve engine is much lighter than its bimetal cast iron block and aluminum head's counterpart, the LT1, and provides for a much lower hood line when compared to an overhead cam design of relative displacement. The composite leaf springs are much lighter and sit much lower than typical coil springs and help provide the C5 with its smooth ride characteristics and low ride height. The production ended on the 2nd of July 2004. The C5 became both the last generation of the Corvette and alongside the Lotus Esprit. The last Esprit rolled off on the production line of the February 20th of 2004. The last car overall to use pop-up headlamps.
So without further ado, let's go on and get this thing started up and let it run. It's a graphite silver exterior with a black charcoal top and charcoal black leather interior and vinyl accenting throughout. It's got a few check lights. So, let's go on and turn on the lights, as well as the hazards. Let's find the hazards. Driver's side window is automatic down. We'll check out the exterior. This is the 4th generation of the Chevrolet Corvette, manufactured from 2000 to 2004. It is the final generation with the flip lights. In 2008, they did away with the flip light design to allow a more safe and aerodynamic body style. This is by far my favorite generation of the Chevrolet Corvette. Cast iron rims. Automatic retracting antenna. true dual exhaust system. Let's take a look at the engine, shall we? It's the naturally aspirated 5.7 liter dual overhead cam V8. This particular unit has 98,000 miles. There it goes, nice and solid. So, let's take a look at the interior. Starting on the door, you got your push memory 1 and 2 memory seating, your left and right mirror adjust with the adjustment pad, door locks, and your mirror adjustments, as well as window adjustments. Side vent for your air conditioning system. Your seat is forward, back, up tilt, down tilt, recline, and up and down, as well as your bladder supports for the balloon air system of the back support and thigh support. Electric tilt steering wheel and telescoping. It's pretty cool. Let's go on and see if we can demonstrate the power top. Got to find the switch here. Okay, there's your fuel cap release button right there. You've got your switch for your aftermarket radio, remote there, and your AV outlet. When I find the switch for the convertible top, I'll come back to you. Well, doesn't look like the top's going to go all the way down, but it's a manual top. So what normally would happen is you would pull the seats forward, allowing you to have better access to the folding mechanism in the top here. So let me grab my camera here and I'll show you. There's two little security clamps that hold it in place, but you would lift up, you would then fold and tilt the rear part of the convertible top back, and then raise the trunk portion to lower the top into the trunk of the vehicle. So let's go to start it back up here. We'll check out the rest of the interior amenities. I'm going to go on and secure the top back in place. The only reason I wasn't able to demonstrate it is it appears to me like the passenger seat motor has finally given way to the elements. So we'll go on and turn the air conditioning on here. AC, fan on. And check out the rest of the amenities. So it's a 4-speed automatic transmission with gear shiftability on the lower 3 gears. Dual zone climate control system, so you're able to adjust your interior temperature. The reason why the gauge is so dark is because it's currently on the nighttime scan mode, and this vehicle apparently is set on kilometers per hour, possibly as a safety fallback mechanism, but simple to use manual parking brake. You got a small cubby tray for your passenger seat cup. See if I can get the radio to turn on. I'll demonstrate that in a moment when I get my, well, actually, we'll just turn it on here. It's tuned to a local station. We'll go to 96.1.
Yes, dude. Add explosion sound effects. Live Well Pharmacy, 3500 South.
It's got a Bose surround sound system.
Bentonville. Your local friendly pharmacists have 2 locations now. Open Monday through Saturday. See your doctor for prescription details. Call Live Well Pharmacy at 479-271-9355.
Sounds really good. You can adjust the bass, treble. It's a really good system. Sounds great. So it's a Delco Electronics series radio, typical of the early 2000s GM cars. I'm gonna go on and pop the fuel door, and we'll see if I can get the trunk open as well in a moment. But let's go on and check out the rest of the vehicle, shall we? Plenty of legroom, even for someone about my size. As you can see, the power antenna came up when I turned the radio on. Pretty much the same amenities on the passenger side. You've got your automatic window adjust, raise and lower your window. You've got your door locks. Passenger side air conditioning vent. You've got your Corvette embroidered airbag cover. Got your Corvette owner's manual here. Pretty cool stuff. See if I can pull one of the books out real fast and show you the book. So here's the 2000 model year Corvette owner's manual. Pretty cool. You got all the information you need to basically maintain your vehicle. Here's how you raise the top. So if you want to learn how to do that, it's in the owner's manual. Pretty cool. Even got a special Corvette style pen to be able to write your notes with, which is pretty cool. Now, being that this car was developed after 2000, this vehicle has the smart key chip 3 anti-theft system. So it has a little piece of microcircuitry in the key here. If you look carefully, you'll see it says 1 on the key. So this is pass key number 1. You usually get 2 sets and then a valet key. With this key, it has a smart access to the driver's side airbag, or excuse me, passenger side airbag. And if you turn the key and turn it to off, it allows a younger child or young person that may be a little on the underside of weight to allow them to ride in the vehicle without worrying about the airbag deploying. So that's where the airbag disable switch is in this particular vehicle, which is pretty cool. There we go. So it also has what looks like a Sirius XM add-on antenna. It had a SACE put on it at some point in its life when it was being used by the previous owner. This vehicle is prior to the OnStar security program, so it only has the dimming rear view mirror. If it was a 2002 to 2005 C5, I believe it's either C4 or C5 body style. I'll put a little tab on the video here to correct myself if I'm wrong. But 2002 onward would have a OnStar emergency roadside assistance, crash detection, all that fun stuff to basically keep you secure on the road. After 2004, they went from a it's like a fiber optic system to a more modern full-on satellite system. So if you bought a 2002 to 2004, there is a likely chance that the SACE system may not work on the OnStar system. But 2005 onward, you should be good to go. So let's go to take a look at the trunk, and we'll wrap up this tour of this. Well, now looks like the trunk release is not working on this particular vehicle. It has an electronic trunk release mechanism, but I can look in here and see if it has a manual pull release somewhere on the door frame assembly or roundabouts, that area. If I can't get the trunk open, then we'll just call this a tour wrap. So you do have via the front head restraints, if you pull the handle forward and then you lower it, here, let me put my camera down for a second. You do have a small pass-through to allow you to get to the trunk area of the vehicle, but as you can see, because partial of it's going to be used for the convertible top, you lose a little bit of cargo space. But if you were to leave the top up on this particular vehicle, you would have plenty of cargo space for at least 2 people's luggage and maybe some added materials like a blanket or some other small golf bags, etc. So anyways, that pretty much wraps up this 2000 Chevrolet Corvette. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you like the video, be sure to like and subscribe, and we will see you guys in the next episode. Take care.